Hello and welcome to the Lifestyle for Environment webinar series. The Lifestyle for Environment Life movement is a global initiative that aims to encourage people to live more sustainable lifestyle, and it was launched by our Prime Minister Narendra Modi in 2021 at COP26 Climate Summit at Glasgow. The Life movement is based on the principle of mindful and deli- uh, deli- deliberate change instead of mindless and destructive consumption. This encourages people to make minor changes in their daily lives and that can have significant impact on the environment. It also empowers people to make choices that are good for the planet. It, it's about creating a lifestyle that is most sustainable for future for all of us. And I'll pass on to Gagana now. She'll introduce the speaker.
Good evening, everyone. Today, as a speaker, we have Rajasree ma'am, who is currently working as a postgraduate teacher in BGS National Public School, Bulimavu. In addition to teaching, ma'am has coordinated in various activities such as organizing quiz competition and inter-school science competitions, and also workshops for teachers, students, and parents. Besides this, she is actively involved in providing environmental education by conducting workshops on education for sustainable development, environmental literacy, and also organizing inter-school competitions on environmental education. Thank you, and I welcome you, ma'am, for today's seminar.
Rajashree, can you unmute and start the presentation? You can share your presentation and start.
Hello, ma'am, you can start.
Rajashree, can you unmute and start the presentation?
Hello, ma'am. Can you rejoin?
Good evening. Hello.
Ma'am, turn on the video.
Yeah,
Yes.
switched on.
Can you share now?
Yeah. I'll share the screen, right?
Yes, share the entire screen.
Can you see?
Yes, ma'am, you can continue now.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Today's topic is environment literacy at schools. Uh, Before starting, what is environmental literacy? It's having knowledge about and skills and disposition to solve problems and resolve issues individually and collectively that sustain ecological, economic, and social stability. As per different people, the environmental literacy is reflected by human beings who have the knowledge and ability to communicate the need for environmental action strategies and be willing to use these skills and knowledge to develop and implement strategies to remediate and or address environmental issues. According to Ramchandra sir, in one study, they have given environmental literacy rate in Bangalore is 3.5, and in Uttar Karnataka and Shimoga and all, it is 45%. Now, what is the importance of this environmental literacy? We, as all of us know, that the quality of environment is believed to be, it is deteriorating in an alarming rate. The quality of air, water, there is decrease in quality of air, water, soil, and then pollution in ocean, then wildlife extinction, loss of biodiversity. And earlier studies have demonstrated that there are major shortcomings in the public's understanding and awareness of environmental issues. It says when the public is aware about the environmental issues and there is environmental literacy among public, then that will lead to environmental quality. It will improve the environmental quality. And also, the future of any nation relies on a well educated public to be knowledgeable and active curators of the environment that sustains us all. And it is noticed students, especially of higher institutions, universities, we know that they are the hope for future better of environment and for attaining environmental sustainability. Hence, environmental literacy in schools and college level will bring in a change in the attitude of future generation. When we look into the earlier studies and past history, environmental literacy, if there is environmental literacy, it can lead to future environmental responsiveness, sustainable societies, and healthy living. And the behavioral intentions to sustainable consumption and lifestyle, when there is a behavioral change in people and they make conscious effort for sustainable consumption of resources and they lead a sustainable lifestyle, then that nurtures global environmental sustainability. Nature it nurtures global economic sustainability, and also it fosters environment and healthy environment and human health development. So, having said this, having knowing this, the aim of this present study is to understand the environmental literacy of students, parents, teachers, and other members of our school in VGS National Public School, and the family members of the students. This study is conducted in VGS National Public School, and the assessment was done in cognitive, affective, and behavioral levels of the environmental literacy in cognitive, affective, and behavioral levels. So we have given the questionnaire based survey only. It is, we have given 4,000 members, and out of that we have got only 170 responses. Out of 170 responses, 60% of the people showed environmental literacy in different levels. And the result also showed that students actively participated, then parents, and then teachers. This is the methodology: 4,000 students and then 170 participants, and out of that 60% showed the result, environmental literacy. And this is the study area, BJS National Public School. The section, it is in different sections: general information, and in this one, student 3,200, teachers 196, and parents 3,200, keeping only one parent filling the form. So number participated: students 126 students participated, parents 40 parents, and 4 teachers. Then awareness and knowledge. Then when we asked like, how familiar are you with environmental issues and sustainable development, 64% were familiar, and 64 people were familiar, 102 not much familiar, and not familiar at all, 4 members. Have you participated in any environmental initiatives or projects before? 100, 60 said yes, and 69 of them told no. Then no response, 1. We had about the interest and motivation also, the questions were there. So most extremely interested is in 5, in a 5-point scale. Extremely interested is 5, 65 people. Then 68, 4 scale, 4.68, 3.25, and not at all interested, 3 people were there. What motivates you the most to get involved in environmental initiative? What is their motive? Personal interest and passion, 67, and many had more. Number was for concern for environment's future. 98, desire to make a positive impact. Influence of friends or colleagues, 21 people. Recognition and awards, 20 were there. This whatever apply, they had to select, so the number varies. Then the 4th section was involvement and action, whether they are getting involved in the environment related activities. Are you willing to participate in environment auditing activities? Like energy, water, waste audit at school, home, or locality? 125 people yes, and 44 people said no. Would you be interested in working in groups to identify ways to reduce negative impact on the environment in your school, home, and neighborhood? 134 people were willing, and 35 people were not willing. Are you open to taking part in projects that aim to sensitize other members of your school, family, and locality about the importance of the environment and sustainable development? Was the next question in section 4. 84 people said yes, and 15 people said no. And sustainability practices at home, how many of them are already doing the sustainability practices at home? Recycling is done by 111 people. Reducing energy consumption, 108 people. Conserving water, 102. Composting is done by 52 people. Using eco-friendly products, 96. Reducing waste, 115. And none, 2 people. On a scale of 1 to 5, with being not sustainable at all and 5 being highly sustainable, how do you rate your current sustainability practices at home? 1 being not sustainable, 2 people. 2, 10, 5.9%. 3, 87, and 4, 62 somewhat. 9, people are highly sustainable, 5.3%. Participants were students, teachers, and as I already discussed, students, teachers, and parents. This study was carried out among students, teachers, and parents. Section 1 results show the attitude of participants towards the survey. We received limited response. Students show more positive response than parents and teachers. 60% of the participants are not very familiar with the environmental issues, and 37 are only familiar with the issues and sustainable development. In the cognitive component, we found the knowledge of environmental issues was evaluated. 60% of the participants answered very familiar, 37% average, and 2.3 not familiar about any issues. In the behavioral involvement, inappropriate environmental behavior was shown. 59.4% of the participants and 40.6 participants were not involved. Section 5 showed maximum participants concerned for environment's future, 74%, and maximum involvement in environment conservation and sustainability practices at home. And this we have already discussed. Based on this present study, it is emphasized that there is a need for environmental literacy initiatives at school, college level, which could generate a better appreciation, involvement, and optimistic ideas necessary to contribute to the quality of our environment. School and college students can act as environment ambassadors and work towards rejuvenation of degraded components of environment. Follow-up action based on the work what we have done. We have a follow-up action for our own school and also for other schools with the help of Indian Institute of Science Environment Department. Based on the data collected, students are divided into different groups and allotted the study area. They are to work in with the local communities and bring about the changes at their home and also near the locality. Students and local community people together to present their project. We are hoping that we will be doing for the next lake conference. It will be almost a 1-year project. And depending upon the studies, as a science teacher, what a small step towards sustainability we have done is we know that in the labs we use all inorganic and chemical reagents for chemistry and biology experiments. So we found a plant which is in our garden only, and this plant is giving the anthocyanin pigment, and we have learned from different research papers that anthocyanin pigment can be used as a pH indicator. So we have crushed the fruit of this one and the leaf also. It is giving we have taken this plant. This is known as Cordyline fruticosa. And then this juice we have taken, we have impregnated it into a chromatography paper and used as a pH paper. So, and this one, I think I can play the video also. It is giving both the extremes, acid and base, HCl and NaOH. We have tested, and we have to test with the different concentration to see that it can be used as a pH indicator. And what we have done is, since in nearby, we have adopted 2 government schools, and Hulimau and Arikere, and we used to work with these schools for different projects. So what we have done is, these schools are not having the chemicals in their laboratory. They don't have a lab also. So we have done these experiments with the students. We have demonstrated and allowed them to do this experiment. Hoping that we will be doing this chromatography paper with the pH as a pH paper, and then we can distribute to the government schools, and they can also enjoy the experiments. And another activity, follow-up action, what we have done is, we had a CBSE exhibition, and 42 schools had participated in that CBSE regional level exhibition. So we have the environment literacy program for this, Then this whatever we have done in the school, as almost a replica of that we have given to those schools, and now we are following it up for their signing up. Let hope they will, some of them have already signed up, and some more we are waiting, and we are hoping that they also will participate in the lake conference with the community involvement in the school, then home and their neighborhood involvement with this particular project. I would like to take this opportunity to express my sincere gratitude to Dr. TV Ramachandra sir and Asulabha ma'am, Sinsi, and all other members of the Energy and Wetland Division, because I know what I was going through before during this presentation, making me the doing this presentation. I'm greatly thankful. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for sharing your findings regarding environmental literacy. It was really a very informative session. Now this is the time for discussion. I request participants to ask their queries regarding this topic to the speaker. So we can.
Ma'am, can you please repeat sustainable sustainable paper what you created for the acid and base distinguishing?
Sir, it is a garden ornamental plant, cordyline fruticosa. It is in our garden only, in the school garden. So we found that its juice, the fruit juice, is slightly red and purple color. And we know that all purple color, most of the purple color fruits and vegetables give this. It is used as in especially the purple cabbage we use as an indicator, pH indicator. So we just wanted to test whether all these purple, we have tested almost all purple color leaves and vegetables. We have fruits also, we have tested beetroot, then pomegranate, everything gives this acid. It can be used as acid base indicator. So then we have tested this one, because all the fruit items, when we are testing in large scale, we cannot use the fruits and vegetables for lab purposes. So then this ornamental plant, its leaf and the fruit can be crushed, and we made it into juice, and then we loaded in chromatography paper. So then it is completely organic, and it is environment friendly pH paper, and it can be used for as an acid base indicator. We can use it in place of universal indicator also. We don't need inorganic or chemical indicators. This will give a wide range of color change that we have to still test. We are telling it will give a wide range of test, because acid, you already you have seen that it is giving red in acid and green in NaOH, that is in base. So we have to do that. Next we will be doing that.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, there is a question by Aparna. Can you please say the name of the plant again, whose berries you used to conduct the pH test?
Cordyline fruticosa, CORDYLINE.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Any other questions?
Ma'am, how many years do you think our schools and our students will be environmentally educated?
Your question is how many years it will take, or I didn't get your question. I was teaching environmental education earlier. IISC and ICSC, there was part of their syllabus. After that, they have removed it. Like BCom students and commerce students from 9 to 12, they had environmental education. In 2003 and 4, I used to teach environmental education, but now it's not there. So I feel environmental education should be a part of any subject. It's not a subject for science, only for science people, especially for biology people. It should be a part of education system. Whatever, even if they are going for MBBS engineering, if they have to get the certificate, there should be environmental education a paper, and they have to pass it, and there should be a project as a part of it. It's not only writing theory.
Is it not a time to replace entirely the science with EVS?
Science, you are, if you replace the TV, science has so many other branches, no, so that won't be problem.
Thank you, ma'am.
Are there any questions? What about Preeti madam? Trupti? Bhagya Sharma?
Ma'am, there is another question by Niam Dave. Does your school implementing recommendations of NEP for environmental education?
From next year, next academic year.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes.
What about Trupti? Darwin?
There is another question by Aparna D. In the survey, 9 people said the practices were sustainable. Was more data collected on this as to what they follow?
No. This is the first stage. We have not stopped the project. This project is not done for presenting this project report or the presentation. This is an ongoing project. We'll be continuing it, and year after year we have to see that from this year to the next years, how the people are becoming more and more environmentally literate, and what are the activities they are doing. So it's an ongoing project. It's only the first stage of the project.
Are you planning to collect the data?
Yes, we have made the arrangements for collecting the data.
Any questions?
Ma'am, according to you, are there any barriers in implementing these environmental reforms in new NEP?
The main barrier is the attitude of the people. Until and unless the attitude of the people changes, it will be very difficult to implement. So first the thing is to change the attitude of the people, bring them to accept the fact that environment is for everyone.
Okay, ma'am.
Rajesh, any question?
Okay.
Rajashree madam,
Yes, ma'am.
hello.
Yes, ma'am. Hello.
Hello,
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, go ahead. Since you are audible.
madam. In your PPT slides, that is the auditing, the energy auditing thing. They are giving S given the higher percentage compared to the no. Then what method they are using for the auditing?
Which energy audit, water or waste audit? They collect the bill in the case of electricity bill, electricity audit. They collect the bills, and for different months they are doing, and waste audit and the waste audit also, how they are reducing the waste generation. Like for when they have this segregation of waste will be there, and in the segregation of waste, biodegradable waste and non-biodegradable waste, biodegradable waste they start the composting, so there the waste generation they reduce, especially the biodegradable waste. And one more thing is how they change from the like how they are taking the bag for when they are going for shopping, how people take bag and then reduce that also carriers. And another one is when they go for like if they are buying food items from hotels, they take the container.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, Rajasree, is there any technique to measure the waste audit?
Waste audit in the school, they the Sahas people come and then they do the paper
Mhm.
waste, and then ITC also. They
Okay.
the paper waste and all they actually weigh it. But in the
Acha, so
school,
it contains like they may take it as a kg also, like they weigh
yes,
and then they will give you the percentage.
yes, they do.
Ah, okay. Mhm.
But in the school, reducing the paper waste is very difficult process, because we have different tests, and so far the examination system has not changed. Even though everything is online, we still follow paper pen method. So much of paper is wasted in that.
Okay, 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 ma'am. Thank you.
What about others? Rajesh, Trupti, Tarvin, Bhuvan Chandra?
Yes, sir, I have wrote a question.
Yeah, you can ask.
Ma'am, when you were doing the survey, how was the response of the parents?
Parents, if they are seeing the message, say, showing them the message is the challenge. If they see the message, they are responding. But as you have already seen, we have 4,000 plus students. Out of that, we have got only 170. So most of them are not, they don't care about this survey only. That is why I told the attitude of the people should change.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, I have
Ah,
one more question. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Somebody else is going.
So can I ask a question? No.
Yes.
Please go ahead.
Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. So ma'am, since as you mentioned, the parents are not much involved. So can we do something like maybe incentivize them, saying or giving marks to students, something like that? Can we do those things?
Once we have done the this type of one project when we were working with the TERI, the Energy Research Institute, that time we used to give them the cards and gifts in the assembly. Then mark we have not given so far. So as you told, internal assessment, it's a part of internal assessment. If we make, everyone will do.
Okay.
That's a good suggestion.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Thank
Rajashree,
you.
mm, like
Yes, ma'am.
you have taken an initiative to start, environmental literacy in a school level, right? Similarly, if you would like to do it, as a social level, on a social platform, social as in into giving start an awareness program locally. How can we start up like that? Like the country which I'm living, it's a huge country, and people are not so much of, they are not into talking terms with each other as a as they have a social norms. So how can we start up like that? Can you just give
Ma'am,
me some idea?
ma'am, best thing is to catch the audience. It's catch hold of schools nearby,
Mm,
and
okay.
then the parents. Then
The school to
parents itself are a small. They represent one small society, no. So through
right.
parents, their apartments and their community, their that is what we are planning. In this particular project, now our next step is like that only. We are telling the students to arrange a meeting awareness
Mhm.
program in their locality. So suppose
Okay.
some students are in Hulimau, so we will cover
Mm,
some area of Hulimau, some apartments and some local people there. And it's
mm.
some students come from Arikare region, so we will concentrate on Arikare region, and there we will arrange like that different locality. We will be concentrating, catching hold of the students in that region.
Okay, because the area where I'm staying, it's a huge range of mangroves are there. So there is a lot of biodiversity in the mangroves, right? So
Hmm.
like if I want to start, taking some initiative and start some program, so I just wanted to have some guidelines on that. So I just thought of, well, you can just help me out in that case.
And when students tell, people will listen.
Yeah, true, true. Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, I have a question. Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Ma'am, how interested are the students, ma'am? Do you have to push them, or are they really showing interest? Like,
Students are always interested. You have to just tell them, they will do. Only elder people will not do.
ma'am, so
You can make them do till ninth standard. You can, especially 6, 7, 8, 9, 5 onwards, 5, 6, 7, 8 students. You can make them do anything. They will do.
Madam, just to know, like, what is the status of Arekere Lake now?
Arikere Lake, for the past 1 year, I have not gone there. But now we cannot go and do some work there. Well, no, not 1 year. Last year, I had a meeting with the Sahas people, and MLA Satish Reddy sir was also there. Then they told, next day onwards, there will be rejuvenation work and all, but it never happened. So it is still like that only. Since the metro work is happening, in that area, that stretch, it is cleaned.
Okay, ma'am.
Any other questions?
I think there are no more questions. I request Dr. Ramachandra sir to express his concluding remarks.
Okay, thank you, Rajashree, for an interesting presentation. So I expected more interactive session, but I see some of the people have not responded, though I was trying to ask them to ask the question. But anyway, I hope we have to enhance the literacy among our people so that they can interact with the speaker also and gain more knowledge. Being a just a audience is no will not help. See, we need to gain the knowledge from any lecture means we need to interact with the speaker. I hope the next lecture it will happen. So we are concluding this today's presentation, the webinar. I thank Rajashree on behalf of the IISC ASCP and all the members who have participated actually in the today's webinar. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Sure.
Yes, sir. Can we leave, sir? Can we leave, ma'am?
Yeah, we concluded a session. Thank you all.
Okay, okay. Thank you.